What if I told you that the biggest reason you're stuck isn't because you're weak, it's because you're too available? Every notification gets your attention. Every opinion shapes your decisions. Every expectation steals a piece of who you are. Somewhere along the way, you stopped living your own life and started performing for everyone else's. And the frightening part? Most people never notice it. They spend years chasing validation, explaining themselves, proving their worth, and wondering why they still feel exhausted. They mistake constant visibility for success, when in reality, it is often the fastest path to losing yourself. The greatest transformations don't happen in the spotlight. They happen in silence. There comes a moment when you must disappear, not to run away from life, but to return stronger than the person who left. This isn't about isolation. It isn't about abandoning your family, your purpose, or your responsibilities. It's about making one of the most powerful decisions taught by Stoic philosophy, stepping away from the noise long enough to reclaim your mind. The greatest Stoics understood this. The Marcus Aurelius teachings were not written for applause. They were private reminders from a Roman emperor struggling to control your emotions, master your mind, and remain calm under pressure while carrying the weight of an empire. The timeless Seneca quotes remind us that the greatest poverty is dependence on the opinions of others. The profound Epictetus lessons teach that true freedom begins the moment you stop giving the outside world authority over your inner world. This is ancient wisdom, but it has never been more relevant than it is today. Because in a world addicted to constant attention, disappearing for a while is no longer a luxury. It is a form of self-defense. It's how you rebuild mental resilience. It's how you cultivate self-discipline. It's how you achieve inner peace. It's how you begin the lifelong journey of self-mastery and personal growth. The irony is that people fear disappearing because they think they'll be forgotten. But the truth is the opposite. The version of you that returns after months of quiet work, unwavering discipline, and relentless self-improvement is often unrecognizable. Not because you've changed your face, but because you've transformed your character. Today's video reveals why every great leader, thinker, and warrior understood the power of strategic withdrawal and how embracing daily stoicism, stoic wisdom, and this timeless wisdom can spark a lasting mindset transformation, strengthen your emotional mastery, and offer enduring wisdom for life. So before you reach for your phone, before you let another distraction steal your focus, stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you may realize that disappearing for a while isn't giving up on the world. It's finally choosing yourself. Before you disappear, you must understand why disappearing has become so difficult. You are not fighting a lack of motivation. You are fighting an economy built on your attention. Every app, every advertisement, every endless scroll has one purpose: to keep your mind occupied. The longer your attention is captured, the less time you have to think for yourself. And a person who never thinks deeply will rarely live deliberately. This is why so many people feel constantly busy, but strangely unfulfilled. They wake up tired. They rush through the day, reacting to messages, opinions, trends, and expectations. They collapse into bed, wondering where the day went. Weeks become months. Months become years. Nothing changes. Not because opportunity never came, but because silence never came. The Stoics recognized this danger centuries before smartphones existed. Stoic philosophy teaches that the greatest battles are not fought against enemies outside us, they are fought within our own minds. Every distraction is an invitation to surrender your attention. Every unnecessary argument pulls you farther away from yourself. Every moment spent comparing your life to someone else's quietly weakens your ability to see your own path. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius ruled one of the most powerful empires in history, yet his greatest struggle wasn't political rivals. It was maintaining control over his own thoughts. The Marcus Aurelius teachings repeatedly remind us that the quality of our life depends on the quality of our mind. Even while surrounded by wealth, power, and endless responsibilities, he constantly returned to the same practice, withdrawing inward. Not physically, mentally. He understood something most people never learn. If the world controls your attention, eventually it controls your life. Think about how often your mood changes because of something completely outside your control. A stranger's comment ruins your confidence. A social media post makes you question your progress. Someone else's success makes you doubt your own future. One piece of criticism lingers in your mind for days. Slowly, without realizing it, you've handed the steering wheel of your emotions to other people. This is exactly what Epictetus' lessons warned against. He taught that no person has power over your peace unless you first give them permission. Your freedom begins the moment you stop allowing external events to dictate your internal state. That is the beginning of self-mastery. And yet, most people do the opposite. They chase approval. They fear being forgotten. They constantly explain themselves. They measure their value by how visible they are. But visibility without purpose is just another distraction. Sometimes the strongest move isn't to speak louder. It's to become quieter. Disappearing for a while doesn't mean abandoning your dreams. It means protecting them from constant interruption. It means creating enough distance from the noise to hear your own thoughts again. Because clarity never arrives in chaos. It arrives in stillness. This is why Daily Stoicism encourages intentional moments of reflection. Even a few minutes of solitude each day can begin to untangle the mental knots created by endless distraction. Over time, these quiet moments become the foundation of mental resilience, allowing you to remain calm under pressure instead of reacting impulsively to every challenge. The philosopher Seneca observed that people guard their money carefully, yet they waste their time without hesitation. His enduring Seneca quotes remind us that time is our most valuable possession because once it is gone, it can never be recovered. Ask yourself a difficult question. If someone tracked your attention for the last 30 days, would they discover a person building their future or someone endlessly consuming distractions? The answer may be uncomfortable, but discomfort is often where personal growth begins. The decision to disappear is really the decision to become intentional, to build discipline when no one is watching, to master your mind instead of letting the world master it for you, to control your emotions rather than allowing every circumstance to control them. This is not running away. It is returning to yourself. It is choosing inner peace over endless stimulation. It is embracing ancient wisdom that has guided great minds for centuries. And when practiced consistently, it becomes more than a habit. It becomes a profound mindset transformation, leading to lasting emotional mastery and the kind of wisdom for life that no trend, no algorithm, and no opinion can ever take away. Because the person who learns to protect their attention has already begun to protect their future. There is a strange contradiction in human nature. Most people want respect, influence, and success, but very few are willing to endure the loneliness required to earn them. They want the results without the process. They want the applause without the years of silence. They want to become extraordinary while living exactly like everyone else. This is why disappearing for a while is so powerful. When you step away from constant attention, something remarkable begins to happen. For the first time in a long time, you stop performing. You stop asking, "What will people think?" And you start asking, "Who am I becoming?" That single question changes everything. Stoic philosophy teaches that your character is your greatest possession. Wealth can disappear. Status can be taken away. Reputation can change overnight. But the person you become through discipline and virtue is something no one can steal. The world encourages image. The Stoics encourage substance. And there is a world of difference between the two. Think of a towering oak tree. Before anyone admires its height, its roots spend years growing in darkness. No audience applauds those roots. No one celebrates their progress. Yet without them, The tree would collapse the first time a storm arrived. Your life works the same way. The hours nobody sees are the hours that determine everything everyone else eventually sees. This is why disappearing is not about hiding. It is about growing roots. The Marcus Aurelius teachings remind us that a person's worth is measured not by what they claim to be, but by what they consistently do. Marcus never believed greatness was built in moments of inspiration. He believed it was forged through daily choices repeated with unwavering discipline. That is where true self-discipline begins. Not when motivation is high, but when motivation disappears and you continue anyway. Anyone can work hard when they feel inspired. Very few people can keep going when no one is encouraging them. That is the dividing line between average and exceptional. While everyone else is chasing recognition, you are quietly becoming someone worthy of it. This is the hidden power of daily Stoicism. Every day becomes an opportunity to strengthen your mind instead of seeking approval. Every quiet morning becomes another brick in the foundation of your future. Every difficult choice becomes another exercise in self-mastery. Imagine disappearing from social media for 6 months. Not because you're angry, not because you failed, but because you've decided that your future deserves more attention than your notifications. Imagine replacing hours of scrolling with reading, replacing endless comparison with focused practice, replacing excuses with action, replacing entertainment with education. That kind of silence changes people, not overnight, but permanently. The philosopher Epictetus believed that freedom belongs to the person who governs themselves before trying to govern anything else. These timeless Epictetus lessons remind us that victory over the self is greater than victory over any opponent. The hardest person you will ever discipline is not your coworker, not your spouse, not your competitors. It is the version of yourself that always wants comfort instead of growth. That voice says, skip today's workout. You deserve another distraction. You can start tomorrow. 1 more hour won't matter. That voice has stolen more dreams than failure ever has. The Stoics understood that every time you obey comfort instead of purpose, you strengthen your weakness. But every time you choose discipline over comfort, you strengthen your freedom. This is how you build discipline. 1 decision at a time, 1 morning at a time, 1 uncomfortable choice after another. The Seneca quotes often remind us that difficult things are not impossible. They simply require courage and persistence. What seems painful today often becomes the source of tomorrow's confidence. This is where mental resilience is born. Not in comfort, not in convenience, but in repeated moments of choosing what is right over what is easy. And something else begins to happen during your season of disappearance. Your emotions stop controlling you because you're no longer reacting to every opinion, every headline, every criticism, or every comparison. Instead, you learn to control your emotions. You learn to become calm under pressure because your peace no longer depends on what happens around you. It depends on what happens within you. That is real strength. Real strength is staying patient when life tests you. Real strength is remaining humble when success finally arrives. Real strength is refusing to abandon your principles when shortcuts become tempting. This is the ancient wisdom that has endured for centuries. It is timeless wisdom because human nature has never truly changed. People still seek validation. People still fear being alone. People still mistake activity for progress. But the few who dare to disappear understand a secret the crowd never learns. You don't become powerful by being constantly seen. You become powerful by becoming someone whose presence speaks louder than their words. That is personal growth. That is mindset transformation. That is emotional mastery. And perhaps most importantly, that is wisdom for life. Because when your season of silence finally ends, people won't ask where you've been. They'll ask what changed. And the answer will be simple. Everything. If there's one lesson to take away from everything we've explored today, let it be this. You do not need more attention. You need more intention. The world will always try to convince you that you must constantly be seen, constantly be heard, constantly prove your worth. But Stoic philosophy teaches the opposite. Your value is not determined by how many people notice you. It is determined by the quality of your character when no one is watching. Disappearing for a while is not an act of weakness. It is an act of courage. It means having the strength to walk away from distractions that offer instant gratification but steal your future. It means protecting your time, your focus, and your peace while the rest of the world competes for attention. Remember the Marcus Aurelius teachings. Even an emperor sought solitude to examine his thoughts and refine his character. Remember the timeless Seneca quotes, reminding us that our most precious resource is time, and once wasted, it can never be reclaimed. Remember the powerful Epictetus lessons, teaching that true freedom begins the moment you stop allowing external circumstances to rule your inner world. This is ancient wisdom. It has survived wars, empires, economic collapse, and centuries of human history because it speaks to something permanent within us. And today, in a world louder than ever, that timeless wisdom has become even more valuable. So perhaps this is your sign, not to disappear forever, but to disappear long enough to remember who you are without the constant noise. Take a break from seeking approval. Step away from endless comparison. Protect your attention as if your future depends on it, because it does. Use that quiet season to build discipline, to master your mind, to control your emotions, to strengthen your mental resilience, to cultivate inner peace, to become calm under pressure, no matter what life throws at you. Dedicate yourself to daily stoicism, embracing habits that lead to self-discipline, personal growth, and true self-mastery. Because one day, when you return, it won't be your words that impress people. It will be your presence. Your confidence will be quieter. Your decisions will be wiser. Your discipline will be stronger. Your peace will be unshakable. That is the reward of choosing growth over attention. That is the power of mindset transformation. That is the path to lasting emotional mastery. And that is the kind of wisdom for life that no one can ever take away. Your greatest comeback will never be announced. It will simply become impossible to ignore. If this message resonated with you, don't let it end here. Take the first step today. Choose one distraction you'll remove from your life this week and commit that time to becoming the person you know you're capable of becoming. If you enjoyed this journey into Stoic wisdom, make sure to like this video. It helps more people discover these life-changing ideas. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Daily Stoicism, Stoic philosophy, Marcus Aurelius teachings, Seneca quotes, Epictetus lessons, mental resilience, self-mastery, and practical wisdom for life that you can apply every single day. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you disappeared for the next 90 days to completely transform your life, what is the one habit you would focus on first? Your answer might inspire someone else to begin their own journey. Until next time, remember, protect your peace, guard your attention, master yourself before trying to master the world. Because the strongest people are not always the loudest. Sometimes they're simply the ones who had the courage to disappear and return transformed.